This is a WeAreDuckHunters.com Canada waterfowl migration and crop report for October 7th, 2010. We suggest the following guides if you plan to hunt Canada this season. This map represents precipitation for the prairie region of Canada over the past 7 days. As you can see, we, as in the hunters and the farmers, got exactly what we prayed for: warm, dry, and windy weather. The brown areas represent very little rainfall, while the red areas represent zero rainfall. All three provinces had a very successful week in terms of harvesting, and therefore a lot more available food sources are opening up for the ducks, and a lot more huntable fields for the hunters. So no more fighting over harvested fields. Briefly, I want to concentrate on waterfowl activity for Alberta. The warm temperatures have made migration rather stagnant over the past week, although the south-central portion of the province is starting to see some specks pile up. Everything to the south of Alberta get ready for the next influx of speckled-bellied geese in the next couple of weeks as the moon starts to get a little bigger in the sky, or if we see a major cold snap. Last week, the areas north of Edmonton started to see a small influx in Canada goose migration. And I emphasize small. I believe that was last Thursday, and other than that, things have been pretty quiet in terms of migration activity. Although temperatures are expected to drop over the next week, and we expect activity to pick up a bit. In terms of waterfowl feeding activity, birds are still feeding close to the roost. They get up off the roost and find the first available food source and suck right into it. What does this mean? Well, it means you should be hunting sheetwater in low-lying grain fields closest to the roost. If you do this, you're absolutely going to pound ducks in the late morning and early evening. Be careful not to pass these low-lying areas up, as they can be pretty tough to spot when scouting from the road. As soon as the temperature starts to drop a little more, this trend of feeding close to the roost should change as the ducks and geese start to search for more fatty foods. In other words, the birds will be forced to be a little more selective with their diet. Okay, moving on to Saskatchewan. Look how dry it has been. As you can see, over the past 7 days they have received very little rain and the harvest is in full swing. This is exactly what both hunters and farmers needed. Okay, really quickly I want to take a more in-depth look at Saskatchewan by region. The Southwest is rocking in terms of harvest, and most areas are expected to finish by this weekend. Everywhere else, the harvest is in full swing, but you still need to be careful as the fields are very wet. I want everyone to take a look at 6B in the center of the map, right where Saskatoon is, and draw an imaginary line southeast to 2A, right where Weyburn is located. Everything to the east of this region is still soaked. It's not that the hunting is bad, in fact, the hunting's very good. It's that you will have no chance of accessing the fields with a truck, unless you want to get choked out by a farmer. Okay, take a look at some screenshots of the elite map. In Aberdeen, just north of Saskatoon, there's a large concentration of around 80,000 snow geese, although some of these have migrated west into Alberta over the past 24 hours. Here's a quote from one of our migration team members, proof they're just smashing ducks on the west side of the province. Also, taking a look at Alberta, Manitoba is shooting a lot of ducks as well. We have reports of both interlake and Dauphin holding tons of ducks with high hunter success rates. It should be a great season. Alright, that's it for this week's WADH Canada Waterfowl and Migration Report. Be sure to support the map and the website by purchasing your elite membership or WADH gear. Be safe out.